Welcome back to the deep dive. Today, we're looking at a really detailed development proposal. It's basically a blueprint for how a small island nation can build both economic self-sufficiency and, radical climate resilience.
I say.
We're heading to St. Vincent and the Grenadines, or SVG, a place where the economy and the climate are just completely intertwined.
Yeah, and we're analyzing the proposal for the WindBlow Integrated Agro-Processing and Circular Economy Hub. It's a very ambitious project. This isn't just a small farming scheme.
No.
We're talking about a full-scale, climate-smart industrial facility, something like 30,000 square feet, all on a 2.5-acre campus in WindBlow Valley.
And what's crucial here is how it's being funded. This isn't some single government check. The proposal is seeking U.S. $8.7 million in what they're calling blended finance. For listeners who maybe aren't in high-level development, what does blended finance actually mean here? Why that path?
Well, it just means they're combining different sources. So you have grants, you have strategic debt, and you have impact equity all in the same pot.
Okay, so it's a mix.
It's a mix, and it's really a strategy for risk mitigation. If you're building major infrastructure in a climate-vulnerable place like SVG, traditional private capital, it might hesitate.
Sure, it's risky.
Exactly. But blended finance, it signals commitment from public or philanthropic partners.
Yeah.
And that de-risks the project just enough to bring in the commercial investors. It's essential for long-term goals, not just quick profit.
Right. And the reason for this massive, immediate investment, the entire engine behind this project, it's this systemic economic bleeding from post-harvest gaps.
Yeah.
I mean, the amount of food farmers grow that simply never reaches a paying customer is, well, shocking.
The data is pretty painful to read. The proposal cites studies showing smallholders across SVG are suffering average post-harvest losses estimated conservatively at 25 to 35%.
A third of their crop just gone.
Gone. And that translates directly into wasted labor, wasted land, and, eventually farmers just walking away from the industry.
And we should be clear, this isn't just like a few bruised apples. Can you give us some specifics on what those percentages mean for high-value exports?
Sure. Let's take cocoa. It's a key export. They document value losses between 18 and 22%, almost entirely from mold and inconsistent fermentation.
So the quality premium is lost before it even leaves the island.
Precisely. Then you have crops like hot peppers, ginger. They're highly volatile. They can spoil, and we're talking a 30 to 35% loss within 48 hours if they don't get immediate, consistent cold storage.
So when you scale that loss across the entire WE2U farmer network that WindBlow is working with, what's the financial hit?
They estimate it's over 2.5 million US dollars annually.
Wow.
So this hub, it's not a luxury item. It's a necessary industrial upgrade just to stop the value from leaking out.
Exactly. And that $2.5 million loss is directly contrasted with this enormous market opportunity. So they aren't just patching holes, they're aiming for high-margin finished goods.
Right.
And this is the context that really validates that $8.7 million investment. The demand, both regionally and globally, is huge. They're targeting, for instance, import substitution for snacks, the Caribbean snack market. It's valued at $860 million US dollars in 2024.
And if you narrow in on just the CARICOM region, the Caribbean community, they imported over $25 million in chips and root veg snacks in 2023 alone.
So if WindBlow captures even a tiny fraction of that,
It creates instant financial stability for the whole project.
and for those premium export products, like the chocolate, the global market gives them a massive incentive to get the processing right.
Oh, absolutely. The hot pepper sauce market globally is worth $3.1 billion.
Yeah.
And fine flavor Caribbean cocoa, it consistently trades 10 to 25% above the standard bulk price.
But only if you can guarantee that quality.
You only get that premium if you guarantee quality and consistency, which is just impossible with the kind of decentralized, outdated infrastructure they have now.
Okay, so once the proposal establishes that clear economic need, the next step is solving the technical bottlenecks. And the first one they tackle is the cacao processing itself.
Yes. They're making an immediate shift in production. Right now, they're using these outdated 400-kilogram wooden boxes for fermentation.
Right.
The facility upgrade moves them into tiered stainless steel boxes and these hybrid solar and mechanical drying tunnels. This isn't just about modernizing. It's a critical quality control upgrade.
How so? What's the difference?
Well, the wooden boxes, they retain heat unevenly. They harbor bacteria. It leads to inconsistent flavors in the mold we talked about.
Got it.
Stainless steel is food grade, it's easy to sanitize, and it guarantees consistent thermal control. That consistency is the only way to tap into those high-margin global markets. This one upgrade lets them triple their annual throughput from about 20 tons to over 60 tons of premium cocoa.
That is a massive jump. But the hub is more than just cacao. The diversification is a huge strength. They plan to launch 7 non-cacao products. Things like turmeric powder, breadfruit flour.
And chips. They've specified a very specialized piece of equipment for their snack line, a vacuum fryer for the banana and plantain chips.
A vacuum fryer. Why is that specific piece of tech so important?
It's essential for penetrating the market. It cooks at a lower temperature under vacuum pressure, which means significantly lower oil uptake.
Ah, so it's a healthier product.
It gives them a superior, premium product that appeals to health-conscious consumers. It lets them compete head-to-head with imported gourmet snacks.
So installing and maintaining specialized equipment like that, or an industrial abattoir in WindBlow Valley, that must present a huge operational risk. How are they tackling food safety and, resilience?
That goes right to the facility design. The entire hub is built on strict food safety standards, specifically HACCP principles.
And for anyone not in food production, HACCP is the big international standard, right?
Correct. Hazard analysis, critical control point. It's what moves them from small-scale local processing to industrial export-grade safety. And you can see this in the physical layout. The main 30,000 square foot hub handles all the plant-based stuff, while a completely separate, detached 5,000 square foot meat processing building is situated 40 meters downwind.
Downwind? That's clever, to prevent cross-contamination.
It's a non-negotiable logistical necessity to meet those strict export standards.
And speaking of risk, the biggest business risk in SVG has to be the climate. The structure itself is CT5, hurricane rated.
Yeah, and a CAT5 rating, that's not just a nice-to-have feature. It's business continuity planning.
It's survival.
It is. It means the infrastructure is engineered to withstand winds over 157 miles per hour. In the Caribbean, one major storm can wipe out years of progress. Building this resilience into the core infrastructure, it basically protects that $8.7 million investment.
So they're fixing the factory, but they're also pushing technology back out to the farms to fix the quality of the raw materials. They're planning to use new drone UAVs?
For precision spraying, yeah. And UGVs, unmanned ground vehicles, for raw material pickup.
That's first-mile efficiency.
Exactly. And the target for integrating this tech is very ambitious. Cut both chemical use and post-harvest losses in the field by 35%.
So the drones reduce chemical costs and environmental impact, and the ground vehicles get the produce to the CT5 hub quickly and safely.
Right. It locks in that quality we were just talking about.
Okay, now that we've covered quality and logistics, let's get to the real differentiator, the circular economy plan. This is where the proposal goes from just smart business to, I think, genuine climate leadership.
I agree completely. Their target is zero waste by 2028. They calculate that will avoid about 1,860 tons of co-equivalent emissions in just 5 years.
And that requires a totally new way of thinking about what waste actually is.
The ARK Organics loop details 5 key waste inputs they plan to, valorize. Some are what you'd expect, like livestock manure, harvest waste.
Food processing residuals.
Right. Then you have sargassum seaweed, which is a massive regional environmental problem. But the input that really made me stop and reread was shredded tire crumbs.
Shredded tire crumbs, yeah, that's the one. Turning old tires into a commercial product that's the kind of moonshot idea that justifies calling it a circular economy hub.
They use a process called pyrolysis.
Pyrolysis, so that's the thermal decomposition of the material at high temperatures, but without oxygen, right?
Exactly. They convert the tire crumbs through this thermal process into biochar. This biochar is then blended into their EcoChar Plus soil conditioner line.
Okay, the critical point here has to be about label integrity.
Yeah.
They're making a certified organic fertilizer line. How can they use tire-derived material without wrecking the organic claim?
This is the clever part. The proposal is very specific. The certified organic fertilizer products remain 100% bio-based. The EcoChar Plus from the tires is sold as a distinct soil conditioner.
Ah, so it's a separate product line.
It's a non-fertilizing input that enhances soil structure and sequesters carbon. So it solves 2 huge problems at once: managing hazardous used tires and creating a durable local soil amendment.
That is just brilliant. Turning a huge environmental cost into a commercial asset. And the self-sufficiency, it extends to their energy and water, too. They're cutting their reliance on SVG's central grid and imported fuel.
They're basically building energy independence. They're installing a 98 kilowatt peak rooftop solar array with a big 250 kilowatt battery system. The design goal is to reduce their grid electricity usage by 68%.
Which isn't just about saving money, it's about securing operations against grid instability during storms, which is, essential for keeping the cold storage running.
Precisely. And on top of the solar, they'll have a 75 cubic meter anaerobic digester. This unit will process the organic waste and offset 22 tons of LPG usage a year.
And LPG, liquid petroleum gas, is imported with a volatile price.
So by making their own biogas on-site, they're insulating themselves from global energy price shocks.
Their water plant is just as self-contained. A huge rainwater cistern and a gray water reedbed wetland. It's hard to find a single operational input that isn't mitigated or sourced internally.
And they're not pretending to do it all alone. They're leveraging outside technical expertise. They've partnered with Green Feeds Ltd. For waste-to-feed conversion and Sargas Ltd., which provides sargassum harvesting rigs.
So they're importing proven tech to solve these regional problems.
Yes, it shows strategic partnership viability.
So moving from inputs to impact, this huge facility needs a lot of people. The proposal outlines a program that creates 124 skilled, full-time equivalent jobs.
And I think the real value is in the training component. They plan to certify 200 local candidates in high-value, modern skills. We're talking GMP, good manufacturing practices, HACCP, drone piloting, advanced butchery.
Skills that address that mismatch where youth unemployment is high, but the agricultural sector can't find workers with modern training.
Exactly.
And to attract and retain the best people, they're offering a direct incentive. All hourly roles get a 10% skills premium above the local benchmarks.
Which is a direct reinvestment in the local community's human capital. It's smart. And their aspirational targets are also clear. 40% representation of women and youth in technical and supervisory roles by 2030. They're aiming for inclusive career pathways, not just jobs.
And zooming out, they've specifically aligned the whole project with 9 of the UN Sustainable Development Goals. No poverty, zero hunger, gender equality, climate action. They're all baked right into the design.
So if we connect all this back to the financial engine, the investment needs to show pretty rapid returns to be viable. We know they're seeking $8.7 million in blended finance. What's the plan to pay that back?
The financial model is aggressive, but it seems calculated. The year 3 gross revenue target is $13.65 million US, which I have to say sounds incredibly ambitious for a first-of-its-kind facility in SVG.
It is ambitious, but if you break down the revenue streams, you see they're relying on those high-margin products we discussed. The 2 largest streams are chocolate bars, projected at $5.28 million, and hot pepper sauce at $2.4 million.
So they're betting on the new infrastructure, delivering that premium quality to hit those prices.
It's the whole thesis of the project.
And when do they actually turn a profit?
The plan forecasts a positive net profit by year 2, about $360,000, which is exceptionally fast for a major infrastructure project like this. They project cumulative positive cash flow by year 5, reaching over $400,000 US. That kind of rapid stability is what reinforces the viability of the blended finance model.
What's really fascinating here is just how integrated the whole project is. It combines agricultural modernization, the drones, the UGVs, with industrial processing in that Sinat P5 hub, all while embedding true waste innovation, like the biochar from tires, directly into the business model.
It really is an exemplary model, I think, for small island developing states all over the world. It shows how targeted industrial investment, when it's coupled with these aggressive circular economy commitments, can provide a scalable path to both climate resilience and economic empowerment at the same time.
We spent a lot of time talking about that EcoChar Pluses line and how this project takes shredded tire crumb, a major environmental hazard, and turns it into a value-added soil conditioner. So as you go about your day, think about this. What other common overlooked waste streams in your own local environment, or maybe even in your own business, could be transformed into economic assets through similarly innovative circular economy models?